Right now, breaking news development out of Haiti that has a lot of people asking, how is it possible this could happen? A man is pulled from the rubble alive. Apparently, he says he'd been trapped for almost 4 weeks. Let's go straight to our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He's back in Port-au-Prince for us. Sanjay, how is this possible? What do we know?
Well, you know, we got a tip, and what we basically heard, a 28-year-old man, his name is Evans Mossignac, was rescued today. That was a tip we heard. Like you, Wolf, we weren't sure what to believe, so we came to the place where we now know he is in this hospital tent sort of behind me. We know that when he came in, his vital signs were relatively stable, according to the doctor who treated him. I spoke at length to the doctor. They say that he had some laboratory work, some blood work that showed that he had been severely dehydrated, severely malnourished. But the doctors, again, I asked them very specifically, Wolf, they are believing the veracity of this story. They think that there's been some comments that maybe he received some water during the time that he was pinned, essentially. And the patient described it to his family as somebody in a white coat came and brought him water from time to time. It's very hard to piece together. We're not sure if that's true or he was hallucinating, but he is in the tent behind me, 4 weeks, 27 days essentially, pinned, and then he was finally rescued today, Wolf.
You know, is it technically, I mean, obviously if you have water, you can survive. You don't need more than just water to survive 4 weeks. But without water, there's no way you can survive 4 weeks.
I think that's absolutely fair to say, Wolf. I mean, there's never been a study that, you know, purposely withheld water from people to see how long they would survive. That would obviously be unethical. But I think 4 weeks, everyone would agree, is simply too long. What I'm describing to you simply would not be possible unless he had some access to water. Now, he was pinned, at least according to the people who brought him to the hospital, so it's been very hard for him to drink himself. But again, he said at several points during all this, he said he simply wanted to die. He described hearing bulldozers around him, literally excavating buildings around him. Well, imagine that. He was thinking that his building might be excavated as well with him inside alive. Incredible to think about just mentally. But he must have had some water, Wolf. I think that's safe to say. Wolf, let me just say as well, part of the reason we're not showing him to you right now is he is still very confused. Now, you may have some pictures that were authorized by the family to show you, but he is very confused. In fact, he just said to one of the nurses, he still thinks he's underneath the building. He hasn't quite come to terms with the fact that he has been rescued, but he is being resuscitated in this hospital right behind me. I saw him.
It's an amazing story, and I know you're going to be working it. Sanjay, you're back in Haiti now. You just got back. You had been there together with our team, our initial team, including Anderson Cooper, for about 2 weeks. Then you left. Now you're back. Give me an initial thought as you see what's happened in the week you were gone.
Things have definitely improved in all sorts of ways, Wolf. I mean, the coordination in a place like this is so much better than it was just even a week ago, certainly better than 2 weeks ago. The sort of longer-term problems are becoming more apparent. While the acute care, or the care that's necessary right now, has improved, what people are really coming to the realization is that after patients get some, you know, frankly, life-saving treatment, where do they go next? A lot of them have no homes. A lot of these patients have no resources. Some of them are being placed in tents in areas that are at risk of being underneath a lot of rainfall in the next several weeks. So they are starting to come to terms with that and trying to figure out what to do next. But overall, Wolf, in terms of life-saving therapies, in terms of coordination, in terms of supplies that we talk so much about, those things have improved. Now need plans going forward.
We're going to be staying in close touch with you here in the Situation Room. Sanjay, good to know you're back on the scene. Thanks very much, Sanjay.